it's Matt Wilson and Garry Schofield at the DW Stadium, where tonight, let's be fair, Hull KR have been absolutely annihilated by a 9-try performance from Wigan, who showed tonight why they're the Super League champions.
Absolutely, and I say the performance, what I've seen from Wigan here tonight was simple, sensational, and put a marker down. And for the last 4 or 5 weeks, they've been going about the business very, very quietly. Nobody's really took much notice, but in the top 5, and here tonight, before the game started, I thought Hull Rovers, after that brilliant performance last week at the Hull derby, come here with playing in confidence, and I fancied Hull KR to win, and I predicted them, to win by 10 points. But Wigan themselves, defensively, ball in hand, players as individuals, as a team collectively, absolutely sensational. And a question, will they miss Sean O'Loughlin? Will George Williams take on the responsibility, as he should be doing from a point of view where organising, creativity, kicking, support play, he had all that tonight. And Wigan, quite simple here tonight, Mark, they have put a marker down.
Yeah, they have. Andy's asked on Facebook, you can get in touch on the comments as well. He said, well, Wigan good or Hull KR poor? I thought Wigan were brilliant tonight.
As I've said a couple of times, again I'll repeat myself, simply sensational. Yeah, Hull Rovers, they'll feel disappointed, but Hull KR, they had enough opportunities, they had enough position, and they had enough field position from there, and at times just the half-backs were clueless, and with not a lot of variation, the ball was coming out too slow to the outside backs. But the Wigan defence were brilliant. When you talk about attitude, you talk about desire, you talk about commitment, it's in Wigan's DNA, the pride what they have in their defence. But no, Wigan were brilliant. All right, Hull Rovers were off, taking nothing away from the scoreline. They fully deserved it.
Yeah, they did indeed. People, coaches talk about attitude, defence is an attitude. Tonight, even at the end there, 52-10 up, you could have forgiven them. Hull KR kicked the ball ahead, they could have scored. Guy catches it on the line, 6 blokes around him, dragging him back into the field of play. They just do not want to let points in. Now, people are going to go, you're overreacting. They only beat Hull KR. This was a performance tonight that would have beaten pretty much most sides, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, there's no two ways about it. One thing to show here now is that Warrington and Hull will be looking over the shoulders, because Wigan are the holders, and they don't want to give up that title very, very easily. And I say they've got players who have been there, seen it, done it. This is the business end of the season. And no, we're not reacting. We're not reacting. And when people do see this, the highlights of this Wigan performance, it was quite simply sensational. And it's in Wigan's DNA, since the Michael Maguire days, and we all know about Sean Wayne's days here from the day, but where they proud themselves on defence. They don't want to let anybody to score, and tonight they identified that. In bucket loads here tonight.
Sean Wayne was here. We saw him before the game, didn't we? I think he'd have had a bit of a heavy heart watching that. He'll have been proud of his team.
Oh,
it's not his team. That must hurt him.
Well, to be honest, he's not the coach anymore, but yeah, he's his team, because he's given all these players the opportunity to play for this great club, hasn't he? And Sean's philosophy was quite simple. I want 17 Wiganers to be putting this famous cherry and white jersey on. But I would imagine, be thinking, yes, I would still love to be in charge here. But anyway, he's not. Adrian Lammy's here tonight, and one thing for sure, Adrian Lamb, I would imagine, not just satisfied, and I'm sure he's got to admit that this is the best performance since he's been here from a Wigan side, but also too, I would say, this is the best Wigan performance I've seen since the grand final last year.
Well, Simon has come on, he said he thinks Wigan will finish second. Well, they've got a really tough few games coming up. They've got St Helens away next week, they're at Wakefield at home, and then they go to Hull. 2 massive away games. Look, if they can win those, and that's a big if, St Helens big winners at Hull themselves tonight, they're in the battle, aren't they? And if they're in the 5, they're a threat, whatever happens.
They're in the mix, and nobody will want to face Wigan, and Wigan aren't frightened of going into any stadium, because as they say, they've been there, seen it, done it, and all these players have been there, seen it, done it as well, so they know what press is all about. They can handle pressure, they can play pressure football, and they won't be bothered or even, intimidated by going to St Helens next week. We know how well St Helens are playing. It looks like after that great victory over at Hull tonight that they've wrapped up certainly the minor premiership from there and won the League Leaders' Shield again. But they'll be going there next week. It's a derby, and they want to turn it over. And I'll tell you what, the way that Wigan have defended here tonight, you wouldn't rule it out. And they'll try and frustrate St Helens. And if George Williams plays anything like he did tonight, he will cause Saints' defence all sorts of problems.
Big win for Saints at Hull. Big loss for Castleford at home to Leeds. Leeds Hull KR next Friday.
It's mouth-watering. absolutely mouth-watering, and I say because it's certainly put pressure on Hull Kingston Rovers again, because they're really in the mix now with London, because Leeds on a bit of a roll under Richie Guy, and well done to Richie because he's getting a tune out of the players from there. Great win for Huddersfield last night, which nobody expected at Salford Mark from there. So Hull Kingston Rovers now, they are dead set back in that relegation mix with London. So I'll tell you what, isn't that going to be a great atmosphere, because Hull Kingston Rovers, I'm led to believe, will bring a couple of thousand over Headingley for that new stadium from there. The Leeds fans, they'll be flocking there. That'll be a great atmosphere, and hopefully it's going to be a cracking game of rugby league.
What do you make of Hull KR then? The high of last week, the low of this week. Is the truth there's somewhere in the middle, or was tonight a fair reflection?
Yeah, I think it's a fair reflection, to be honest with you, but you know, we're just seeing Tony Smith, as Tony always has, he's always got a smile on his face, but I would imagine them players have seen a different side to Tony Smith after that performance. They didn't give in because, you know, from a point of view, Wigan were just superb. When you look at the individual performances, George Williams was sensational, Zach Harder would say, Farrell's back to his best season, but Big Joe Bullock, you know, going 60-70 metres from there, everybody's enjoying being around each other's company now from there. So, but I would imagine Tony, the coach what he is, yeah, he won't dwell on this performance too much, because to be honest with you, Mark, they can't dwell on it too much, because they're in relegation mix. They've got Leeds again in 7 days' time. All right, a bit of a remit, we'll discuss it, forget about it, and get ready for next Friday.
Interesting one. I'm down at London tomorrow. London, Warrington, live on TalkSport 2. Any hope for Danny Ward's men? We've written them off a million times already. One more time?
Absolutely, everybody has from there, you know. But yeah, I saw London play last week against Castleford, and yeah, it wasn't the London side that we've all seen. All right, was it maybe a game too far after 3 great victories from there? Again, Danny Ward, and he said it after the game himself, wasn't the London. We'll forget about that, we'll move on. And we'll be for sure, if Warrington don't go down there with the right attitude, as we've seen so far this season, they've turned St Helens over, they've turned Wakefield over twice, they've beaten Warrington, they've beaten Leeds. If Warrington don't turn up with the right attitude, London could surprise tomorrow.
Well, we will see. We will see. That is live on TalkSport, so you can join us there. We'll have some live pre-match and post-match reaction from down at Ealing. We will see what happens. The relegation battle takes another twist. Leeds and Huddersfield win. Hull KR don't. How will London get on tomorrow? We will find out. We'll see then. Thanks for watching 4020. Don't forget, we'll be back Monday, 6 until 8, to discuss how rubbish Garry Schofield's tips have been this week.